ultimate fashion and clothing guide to looking sexy for men in India. Looking attractive when it comes to your clothing is all about selecting the correct clothes. So in today's video, we're going to cover the formal look, the party look, the holiday casual look, and even the smart casual look. Today's video is all about my honest brand recommendations. This is your big brother in fashion, making sure that you don't have to go through that whole trial and error procedure when it comes to making the correct clothing choices. These are the best clothing brands in India. According to me, these are the brands I currently wear the most, and these are the brands we'll be talking about today. 100% honest, not even one of these is a product placement. First piece of formal wear that you've got to own is a good pair of black formal shoes. The high-end brands I recommend are Hush Puppies, Aldo, and Teakwood Leather. On the lower side, you'll get shoes for about 2.5 thousand if you shop from those brands. I do recommend that for black formal shoes, you go for an expensive brand because it's a one-time investment and it's something you'll wear very often if you're in a corporate environment or if you go for a lot of meetings. So I do believe that you need to invest in this. You'll also get some fantastic brown formal and semi-formal shoes from these brands. But if you want more budget-friendly options, I'd recommend Bata, I'd recommend Cooves, I'd recommend the shoes available on Myntra and all these online shopping websites. And if possible, I'd recommend that you guys go and shop at your local leather market for some fantastic custom-made formal shoes. As for belts, you've got to buy them from the same places that you've bought your shoes, but we gotta talk about the rest of the outfit. Where do you buy your shirts and your trousers from? In this case, always focus on quality over quantity. You don't need too many formal pieces of clothing, and ideally give priority to the higher end brands. I'm talking Zara, I'm talking Raymond. That's the two places I buy my clothes from. You'll find some absolutely fantastic, simple, elegant, slim fit options at these brands, but we've also got to talk about the budget-friendly options. The brands I recommend are Arrow and Peter England, which some people may not consider budget-friendly, but I believe that when you're talking about formal wear, it's all about using those clothes at an office during meetings. You should invest a little bit in these clothes. You just need about 2 or 3 formal shirts. These are my brand recommendations. But next, very importantly, we got to talk about watches. And unfortunately, this is the biggest investment that you'll ever make as a guy when you're talking about investing in your clothes. Try buying a good metal watch that's got a black finish. That's one of the most versatile options in the world. You can even wear this with casual, semi-formal clothing. But if you've got the budget to spend on, these are the brands I recommend when it comes to watches. Like in this case, check out this watch. It's a watch by Invictus. I absolutely love it. You can also try investing in a higher end brand. But if you want to invest in something a little more fun, if you want to make your formal look slightly more casual, then the brand I'd recommend is Daniel Wellington. Unlike the other watch, it's much sleeker, much more petite, and obviously it's got more personality because of the leather and the colors going on. This is also an extremely versatile watch that you can wear at parties. Speaking about parties, we got to talk about the second look in the book, the party look. And of course, we're going to talk about shirts and shoes. But first, we got to talk about something that a lot of brothers ignore, their pants. Don't go for formal pants when you're going for a party, and don't pick jeans. I mean, you can pick jeans, but I'd avoid them. When you're going for a party, a smart, elegant, formal occasion, go for Chinos. Think Zara, think UCB, think Allen Solly, think Louis Philippe, think Marks and Spencer's. These are the brands I personally buy my Chinos from. Celio also has some good Chinos. Some of them might have a larger space when it comes to the thigh area. Some of them might have a different kind of cut on the lower half of the pants. Some of them might have a different cut near your bum, your ass area. They might be made of different material. So the guideline when it comes to shopping for Chinos is that try different brands, and once you figure that you really like a Chino of a particular brand, then buy it in different colors. But for now, just concentrate on finding your brand. And as for shirts, go for the exact same brands that I mentioned earlier for the formal dressing look, but also keep in mind, don't go for boring formal colors like light pinks, light purples, white in some cases. Try being a little bit adventurous. Rule number 1, pick dark colors. If you're going out partying, dark colors are the way to go unless it's a daytime party, at which point you should wear lighter colors. So go for dark colors, go for textures, and if you want, you go for a shirt with a little bit of personality. What do I mean by that? Yes, this is a light color, but it's got personality in the form of this black piping. You see this? It's a second color. It adds a little bit of personality to the shirt. Personality means patterns, personality means elements like this. But the core of the matter is that you'll get all these shirts at those same formal stores I spoke about. It's about what kind of shirts you're looking for. So when you are going shopping for your party wear, specifically ask your formal store salesman which shirts would count as party shirts. But quick rules, look for patterns, look for double colors in shirts, but never ever go up to 3 colors in one single shirt because that's just tacky. Next we gotta talk about shoes, your number one weapon when it comes to making an impression at a party. Firstly, we gotta talk about semi-formal shoes. It's basically a formal shoe with a bit of a pattern on it. Think brogues, or a formal shoe with some kind of personality element, like a little bit of suede material. All that counts as a semi-formal shoe. The brands I recommend are Tremode, Aldo, and Teakwood Leather. Fantastic brands. Remember, all kinds of shoes for parties are slightly on the expensive side. You shouldn't look to save money on this particular purchase. If you want to set an impression, unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit expensive. Speaking about expensive, we got to talk about loafers. Instead of buying cheaper loafers, just buy a few, but buy good quality loafers. On the cheaper end, the brand I recommend would be Bata, and on the more expensive end, I'd recommend UCB, French Connection, Giordano, all these Firang brands as I call it, and also very importantly Tremode and Aldo on the super high side where you'll get loafers for about 2,500, 3,500 rupees, but they'll be very good quality loafers that will almost never get spoiled. Next, let's move on to the next look. Alright, so the next look we got to talk about is the semi-casual or the smart casual. Somewhere between a t-shirt and a shirt, we've got a polo, perfect for dates, perfect for lunches, perfect for any situation where you don't want to look completely like a child and you don't want to look like you're in work mode either. We got to talk about polos primarily, which is the core of smart casual in my opinion. When you're shopping for polos, 2 ground rules. Firstly, always look for 2 or max 3 colors on the polo. It should be one solid color with just maybe 1 or 2 other colors to bring out that internal color. That's the first thing you've got to look for. Secondly, once again, don't chase quantity, instead chase quality. So while you're shopping for polos, look in your outlet malls for what I call the Firang brands, the foreign brands. That's these. Benetton, French Connection, USPA, Zara are some of them. Once again, a lot of people like showing off the brands when they're wearing their polos. Now, showing your brand is perfectly alright, but personally, it's not something that I really believe in. I believe that your clothes should just be an internal reflection of your mind, how you match colors, how you make yourself look on the outside. That's why shop at the proven brands when it comes to your polos. But very importantly, next we've got to talk about your jeans. The core of absolutely any wardrobe in the world. One pair of deep blue jeans will do the trick. These are the jeans brands I recommend: Levi's, Lee, Spiker, Killer, and Zara. But Zara jeans are slightly more expensive, but you will find some very fancy jeans there, like those ripped distressed jeans. All that is from Zara. So if you're ready to spend a little extra on your jeans, those are your 2 expensive brands. And as for budget-friendly brands, these are the rest. I know some of these are not budget-friendly, but I do believe that these are durable brands when it comes to buying the perfect pair of denims. Definitely invest a little bit of money in a pair of deep blue jeans. Why, you ask? Because they're the most versatile. If you want more information on that, watch the Be the Sexiest video that we made on matching your outfit. But speaking about being sexy, we gotta talk about the current major fashion trend in the world. Sneakers. The number one brand I recommend is United Colors of Benetton. The black one, brown one, and the blue sneaker I'm wearing are UCB. Why do I recommend this brand? Because I believe that you shouldn't invest too much money when it comes to sneakers. They tend to get a little bit dirty because they're shoes at the end of the day. You use them to walk on the ground, which is dusty, muddy. So don't invest too much and then ruin that expensive shoe with the ground you walk on. Also, I do believe that you shouldn't invest too little in sneakers because they're just not of good quality and they don't end up looking very nice. You should give importance to your shoes in your outfit, especially when you're talking about smart casuals. You want to look smart. So while we're talking about sneakers, Black and brown will do the trick. Also, white sneakers are something that are very in right now. And speaking about white sneakers, these are the two slightly lower budget options. These I got from Koovs.com, and this is one of my favorite shoe brands in the world, Roadster. It's a mid-top shoe, it's extremely stylish and definitely slightly cheaper than UCB shoes, but once again in that range of 1,200 to 2,000 rupees. All these shoes are around that range, and when you're talking about sneakers, you should shop in that range only. These are the other brands I recommend when it comes to shoes. Once again, we're looking at the Firang Outlet Mall brand mainly. So the fourth and final look we're talking about is the holiday casual. Clothes you choose to wear on vacation, on holidays, when you're not really focusing on the office or parties or impressing anyone, but you're still focusing on looking sexy. Currently what's really trendy is these graphic tees, t-shirts with something written on them. Remember to follow the 2-color rule, one base color, one font color. Nothing more than that, nothing too jazzy. And if you don't want to go for a branded t-shirt like this, you can go for one of the 2 million websites that now sell t-shirts, thanks to engineering students who don't really want to stick to engineering college. Either way, you can go for t-shirts like this. Or if you want to look a little bit sexy, a little bit more stylish, you can go for Athleisure Clothing. Athleisure Clothing is clothes that you can wear to the gym and for any casual occasion. Think V-necks. And while we're talking about Athleisure Clothing, the two brands I recommend above all brands are Jockey and Roadster. Extremely good fit, like you can see in this case, tight at the arms. This t-shirt was for about 350 to 400 rupees, but above all, extremely smart, stylish, great color, and you look like an absolute beast wearing these clothes. And as for the lower half of the outfit, we're talking shorts, obviously. You can go for something like joggers or jeans, but I feel like shorts give out a perfect casual vibe. Now, while selecting your shorts, my favorite brands are Marks & Spencer's, UCB, like in this case for colored shorts. Don't buy too many colors. You want to buy just a few basic colors. Think black, think grey. If you want to be a little bit adventurous, you can buy blue shorts or maroon shorts, like in this case. This looks extremely stylish when paired with black clothing. Slightly on the expensive side, maybe like 1,500, 2,000 rupees. But again, a few quality pieces of clothing will do the trick for you. As for slippers, in this case, these flip-flops are once again from Benetton, that's UCB. You can also go for Nike, Adidas, Fila, Reebok, the standard slipper options. And finally, I want to link you to my men's style playlist for all the possible fashion advice that I didn't cover in this video. You can also check out the men's grooming playlist if you're concerned about how you look, how handsome you are. If for some crazy reason you've not subscribed to BeerBiceps, make sure you hit that yellow circle and add a +1 to that subscriber mark. From Ranveer and the team, we'll see you later.